Hello, everybody, and welcome back to 20 Sides of Failure. Thank you very much for joining us today for today's session. I do hope you enjoy it, but before we get to the enjoyment, we first have to know who we are enjoying it with, and therefore we must meet the players. So, let's get that going, shall we? Let's go ahead and start off with our Elven Sorcerer.
Hello, everyone. My name is Mythical Dreamer, and I am the voice of Arabella Avalon. I play the Draconic Sorcerer, who is the princess of the group. And my quote today is from Catherine Pierce of the Vampire Diaries, and it is, "Do you honestly believe that I don't have a plan B? And if that fails, a plan C and a plan D? And you know how the alphabet works, don't you?"
I don't. I'm dyslexic, but thank you for insulting me. Moving on. Let's hit up our Tiefling Fighter.
Hello, everybody. It is your friendly neighborhood Ness here, and I play our Tiefling Fighter Barbar Aspen Lacuna. My quote comes from David Leviathan. "I love you, I do, but I'm afraid of making that love too important because you're always going to leave me. We can't deny it. You're always going to leave."
Well, that's just sad. Let's do our Eladrin Ranger.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on those time zones. My name is Eggs Benny. Today, I'm playing Varys Bestfell. My quotation comes from Sri Chinmoy. "You can only hate someone whom you have the capacity to love, because if you are really indifferent, you cannot even get up enough energy to hate him."
The contrast of today's quotes, I love it. Let's go to our Human Cleric.
Hi everyone, I'm English Ray, and I play the human cleric Ahmed Serona. My quote today is by Nick, who is a Dead by Daylight developer. "I have nothing clever to say, I just wanted to feel included."
Yeah, some days you just need to feel that way, so I don't blame you. Let's do our Elven Ranger.
Hello, I'm Naren, and I will be the voice of our Elven Ranger Fiora. My quote today comes from The Witcher Season 2, song by Yaskier. "Sometimes it takes a prison cell, the tricks, the tales, the traitors tell, help you see that freedom is all you've got."
And last but not least, we have a Human Warlock. But it might be his last night. We're about to find out.
Maybe. Hello, I am Dusky Bee, and I play the one, the only Maxwell Belmont. And my quote comes from Franz Kafka. "Start with what's right, rather than what is acceptable."
That's fine. That's a good one. Hello, everybody. I will be your Dungeon Master for today. I am Mr. Sorrow. I don't know what mine came from, as I just found it on Pinterest, but it's short and simple, and it's, "One day, I'm gonna make the onions cry." But with that,
I love that.
I was just like, you know what? This is simple. It's a threat. I like it. But if you guys haven't been here for the last session and this is your first time in, welcome. And if you've been with us for a while, welcome back. If you don't know what happened last session, you should go to our YouTube channel and see the last episode. Things have happened. But a quick recap for the people. The party is sailing to Olnevia on the Quiet Recompense. But during the voyage, they have come side by side with the Drowned Crown, a unknown ship that mainly sailors have known its lore. Essentially one that collects debts, and the one who captains it is Morwyn. Excuse me as I choke on air. Apparently there to collect a debt from a Edric Vane. In Maxwell fashion, he comforted said Edric Vane and decided to take the rope in his stead, allowing him up onto the Drowned Crown, this undead blackened ship. Many of his party members attempted to board the ship with no avail, except for the lovely mother of the group, Varys, who apparently are being possibly welcomed on board. But that is essentially where we left off, and we are going to take up right there. As I get music moving. Alright. The heavy oak doors groan as they swing inward, revealing a chamber far larger than any of you expected. It spans nearly the full width of the ship's stern, its ceiling arching high above with massive black beams disappearing into shadow. Every plank beneath your feet is worn, old, and smooth by centuries of use, yet cared for in a meticulous attention. The scent is slightly unexpected and yet expected. Its salt hangs in the air, mingled with rich aroma of burning cedar from a stone fireplace built into the aft wall. The fire burns with steady crimson, orange flames casting a warm glow across polished wood and weathered stone alike. Every few moments the ship creaks softly around it, though the hearth itself never so much as trembles. A large rug woven in deep crimson and faded black stretches across the center of the room. Age has softened its colors, but intricate patterns of crashing waves, thorn vines, and crowned skulls are still visible beneath the firelight. Against the stern, windows rest on an enormous desk carved from a single slab of dark hardwood. Its surface is remarkably orderly. Leather-bound journals sit stacked in careful rows beside rolled sea charts held shut with black ribbon. Several quills rest in a silver stand, their tips freshly inked, while a brass compass, polished spyglass, and a delicate astroglobe occupy precise positions as though measured rather than placed. Nothing appears to be abandoned or forgotten. Everything has a purpose. Behind the desk, towering windows stretch nearly from floor to ceiling. Thick panes of old glass reveal the endless sea beyond, where crimson light reflects softly across the dark water. Rain stains and salt have etched the glass over countless voyages, slightly distorting the horizon beyond. To one side of the room stands a bookshelf reaching nearly to the ceiling. Hundreds of volumes fill its shelves. Some are pristine, bound in fine leather and embossed with gold lettering. Others appear ancient enough to crumble at a careless touch, their spines faded beyond recognition. Mixed among the books rest carefully preserved curiosities collected over what must have been centuries. An hourglass whose black sand flows upward, a whale vertebrae carved with delicate script, tarnished navigational instruments from forgotten eras, and bottles containing some sort of what you assume to be seawater that is impossibly clear, that almost looks empty. Opposite the shelves sits a small sitting area before the fireplace. Two high backed chairs, upholstered in dark green velvet, face one another across a low table of polished mahogany. A crystal decanter filled with deep amber liqueur rests beside two waiting glasses, neither touched. Mounted up upon the walls are no trophies of conquest, no mounted heads, no captured banners. Instead, framed paintings line the room, storm-tossed seas beneath moonlight, quiet harbors now lost to history, merchant vessels sailing beneath clear skies, families waiting upon docks. Some paintings are bright with life, others have faded with time until little remains beyond silhouettes and memory. Near the fireplace stands an elegant coat rack supporting a long black captain's coat trimmed with a silvery embroidery. Beside it rests a beautifully crafted cutlass within an ornate scabbard, polished to a mirror sheen despite the centuries that seem to cling to every other corner of the vessel. Everything is immaculate. There is no dust, no clutter, no sign of any neglect. The room is decorated like the quarters. The day. The room is not decorated like the quarters of a pirate. It resembles the study of a meticulous admiral, or someone who has had an eternity to decide precisely where every object belongs. And then your eyes finally find Captain Morwen. She stands before the great stern windows, her back to the room as the sea rolls endlessly beyond the withered glass. One gloved hand rests slightly behind her back while the other is folded across her waist, fingers loosely wrapping around the silver pommel of an elegant cutlass that remains sheathed at her side. She does not turn as you enter, and for several long moments she simply watches the horizon. The silence stretches until it becomes impossible to tell whether she has ignored your arrival or you're known and you were there long before the doors ever opened. But you hear a faint voice finally reach your ears, calm and measured. Close the door.
Yep, not gonna go against the manners of the host. Immediately close the door.
Alright, close the large, heavy oak doors as you hear a iron latch click into place as you close it. Fire. Oh, go ahead.
No, you're just yeah, figured that would happen.
Firelight from the earth catches the intricate embroidery of her black captain's coat. Its crimson lining briefly flashes as the fabric shifts around her. Countless silver chains, rings, and finely crafted charms sway softly from the belts wrapped around her waist, each moving with quiet metallic whispers before settling into silence once more. Her face is pale, almost porcelain beneath strands of dark hair that spill over one shoulder. Fine black markings, delicate enough to resemble carefully inked script, trace their way across her forehead and disappear beneath her hairline. They seem less like tattoos and more like something etched into the skin itself. And then her eyes meet yours, that deep crimson you saw from below deck. Ancient eyes that have watched storms drown kingdoms, empires rise from the sea, and generations live entire lives while she remained unchanged. You don't see any judgment, but you don't see warmth either. Her gaze lingers just long enough to suggest she is measuring something invisible before drifting toward Varys. One perfectly shaped brow rises almost in like a surprise or a question, and a faint smile threatens the corner of her mouth. Unamusing, maybe, but nothing more. She doesn't say anything, but instead she walks. Each step is silent despite the polished leather boot striking hardwood. She passes the great desk without looking at it, circles the edge of the crimson rug, and comes to rest before the fireplace. The dancing flames cast shifting light across the black steel woven through her coat and the intricate patterns stitched into its high collar. Only then does she seem to be ready to invite you in. And without raising her voice, she replies again, "One of you are invited." And her gaze then settles and turns to you, Varys, and the other invited herself. You've made this very interesting. And with that, her hand gestures to the chairs.
It's a very visible sign of discomfort that they would both see Varys like lick her teeth. Like there's a very obvious bulge as like her tongue runs across the top set of teeth. but she sits.
Nice.
Maxwell will stand next to it because there was only 2 chairs over there, so Maxwell will stand next to Varys.
Morwen is standing next to the fireplace. She's not sitting.
Oh, Maxwell's not taking the other chair.
Okay.
That is for the captain if she wants to sit.
All right.
Not taking that.
And she just waits. She has nothing to say at the moment.
Main reason why at least I came aboard is I wanted to discuss what you were looking for and wanting with that man. If it was with him.
She looks at you and trying to put this into words. There's a look of her. She doesn't feel like she's obligated to tell you. She doesn't feel obligated to respond. It's more of you get a feeling of there's no obligation to explain to you because you already know your answer.
Not. Alrighty. Is there any way for substitute? Not so much for the exact same thing, but any other thing that might be catch your eye, catch your interest, something else you might want?
Her eyes remain fixed on you, Maxwell. Her fingertips kind of brushed along the firelight as she's looks like she's trying to feel the warmth. Do you know what a debt is?
Yes.
She waits.
Debt is somebody owing somebody something. But there's multiple ways you can pay off debts, either by returning what you borrowed or took, working it off, finding something of equal value.
It's not gold. It's not coin. It's not labor. Her body turns and looks out the windows. A debt is trust. The moment one person asks something of another, trust is created. You ask a farmer for food. He trusts you will pay. You ask a blacksmith for steel, and he trusts you will keep your word. You ask a king for mercy. He trusts you will honor the conditions he grants. And she turns back to you, Maxwell. The object exchanged is irrelevant. The trust is the actual currency. And she begins to walk over towards her desk. Imagine a world where promises mean nothing. Where every debt could be paid by someone else. A father borrows from his neighbor. His son decides he no longer wishes to honor it. A merchant accepts payment from a stranger who had nothing to do with the bargain. A murderer sends another man to stand before the gallows in his place. There's a slight disapproval shaken from her head. The debt disappears, but the justice does not. If another may freely bear the consequences of others' choices, then your choices cease to matter. Responsibility cannot be delegated, only assistance can. You may carry another man's burden. You may help him stand. You may feed him, shelter him, fight beside him, even die protecting him. But you cannot become him. You hear the fire crackle. This piece of wood falls, turning more into ash. The debt belongs to the soul that created it. I have watched empires collapse, not because armies conquered them, because promises stopped meaning anything. Contracts became suggestions. Oaths become conveniences. Honor becomes negotiable. When that happens, trust dies. And where trust dies, everything else follows. She finally turns back to you, Max. So tell me, if I was to accept something else, accept you in another man's place, what lesson have I taught him? That another will always suffer for his mistakes, that courage may be borrowed, that consequences are optional? No. Mercy without accountability is not mercy. It is permission. I do not collect debts because I enjoy suffering. I collect them because someone must ensure promises survive longer than the people who make them. The sea does not forgive those who ignores its laws. It simply remains the sea. And I am much the same, Maxwell.
A lesson can still be taught. That man is scared for his life right now. He's going to remember this for every day. He knows that I'm not going to be there. He knows someone else might not be stepping in. He's not going to make the same mistake again. The story of what he's going through and what he did will ring out.
So because consequences have arrived, and he's now realized it, I should just fade away. Be forgotten.
I've never said that. He's just getting lucky once. The price is still going to get paid. What debt does he owe? What deal did he make?
You came aboard for a debt you don't even understand.
Not at all.
There's a bit of when you say not at all, her eyes glance over to you, Ferris, like, really? And then, kind of like, really, you're choosing him kind of deal, and then back to Maxwell.
She would be met with... Obviously, it's not something she's ever seen before, but like Varys's infamous poker face.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you are getting nothing from this stone.
Mm-hmm. And why should I agree to you? Why should I take the suggestion of a man who came on board with no knowledge, simply because he felt it was right? And before you answer, where did that go? Give me 1 second. I can't find my notes. Before you can respond, you hear a knock on the door. And she just says, "Enter." The iron latch clicks, the door swings inward with slow, deliberate precision, and an undead sailor steps through the opening. Unlike the shambling corpses of battlefield tales, this one moves with practiced discipline. His faded naval coat has been cleaned and carefully mended countless times, every brass button polished despite the centuries that cling to him. What little flesh remains upon his face is drawn tightly against yellow bone. and beneath the brim of his withered tricorn, 2 dim crimson lights burn quietly where his eyes once were. He carries a broad surfing platter of polished silver with both hands. Not a single step falters, and not a single step is wasted. And following close behind are 2 more members of the crew, each bearing one side of a heavy table fashioned from blackened oak. The wood is ancient, its surface scarred by countless years at sea, yet lovingly maintained until it gleams beneath the firelight. The legs are carved into twisting sea serpents, whose tails disappear into curling waves, while the edges bear delicate engravings of ships sailing beneath crescent moons. Without exchanging a word, they set the table before the fireplace. The first sailor lowers the silver platter upon its surface with surprising care. An assorted of cured meats fill one side, sliced paper thin and arranged with almost artistic precision. Wheels of pale amber cheese rest beside freshly baked dark bread, still warm enough for faint wisps of steam to escape as it's broken apart. Clusters of deep purple grapes spill from a polished wooden bowl along crisp apples, ripe pears, dried figs, and candied citrus peels dusted lightly with sugar. A crystal decanter of dark red wine follows, accompanied by 3 crystal glasses so clear they nearly disappear against the polished wood. The undead servants pause only long enough to ensure every piece sits perfectly aligned. One reaches out, and a single grape that had rolled no more than an inch away from the bowl, and he gently pushes it back. Satisfied, the 3 step back in perfect unison. They bow, not deeply, but in a respectful mien to the captain. And without a command, without so much of a glance from their captain, they turn, and the doors close with them, a soft, deliberate thud, and the latch returns. You'll find that an eternity affords one luxuries of appreciating good hospitality. Please enjoy.
Thank you. But you asked why, and it's more for the same reason of why you need to. It is about trust, but also about hope. I do this because I trust in humanity, and I hope that humanity will get better. That if people fall into hard times where they can't pay things back, or if they run into a debt they cannot afford right now, that they would be able to trust in the people around them, and to trust that they will help out whatever way they can. Because I hope that whenever I'm not around, people that I care about, if they're in a hard time, if they're in a bind, that they can trust that some random stranger might be able to help them out as well.
And if that debt was a prolonged life for a life, you'd be willing to pay for it.
I've died for stupider things.
Almost like a bullet from a gun. Varus just replies, like, if it's life for life, then you take mine.
Lovers fighting for a stranger's life. It's very interesting.
I'm not fighting for the stranger's life, I'm fighting for his. Tilts the head to Max.
Why is it his life?
That was his debt.
Did he get an extra life somehow? Why does he owe someone his life?
It was his life. Was supposed to end some time ago, but he wasn't ready. And so a debt was made, and one that needs collecting. So tell me, Maxwell, what am I to do?
I think at the pause in the conversation, Varys will look up to Maxwell and just try to get his attention.
Max, how tunnel visioned are you right now?
He's not. He would be looking around, especially at Varys, because this is a decision.
Easy enough then, Varys. Go ahead.
I have always appreciated in you the need to save everyone. It is one of your most commendable qualities. But it's in this moment where it is unneeded. If the man on the ship has made a debt to an entity to prolong his life, and it's beyond our control, then we should allow natural order to take its course. However, if you insist in playing the hero, then you need to actually live to be one.
And we're gonna pause right there. The rest of you on the quiet recompense being forced back onto the deck. What are each of you doing, if you so decide anything other than just pacing?
Pacing and still keeping Edric behind her.
Edric
Still being
at this point would be going down below deck. Do you follow him?
Yes.
Okay. That man has found the smallest corner in the deepest part of the ship that he could possibly find and is just trying to hide in it. That man is petrified.
Totally fair. She will be sitting right there alongside him, trying to hug him and just like, it'll be okay. Somehow it'll be okay.
I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I can't die. I can't. And he's just muttering to himself. He's in a full-blown panic attack.
Fair. Yeah, no, she's gonna stay with him. She's going to try to help comfort and calm him.
Easy enough to do. You will see those who are still on deck. You will see Lennis has taken up his position of leaning up against the mast. His full armor is on, sword on his back, and he's just leaning. You can see he is scanning the ship and analyzing, and there's something behind his eyes that he's just searching.
When in the bloody hell did he get his armor on?
Whenever he got kicked off the ship, he went back down and put his armor back. Like, he's ready for a fucking fight. You could have gone down below deck with him. I mean, there's plenty of time to do so. He dragged one of the other sailor people to help him, like, actually put on his armor. So it would take you like the standard time he was able to get it on in a couple of minutes.
In that case, then, I guess what Ahmed's doing is depending what everybody else is doing. So if Ness or Mythics want to go first.
I can have Arabella going down there with Fiora, with the guy.
Okay. Easy enough to do.
Aspen, once he gets back on the ship, is not doing too hot. Airmed, you can kind of tell that Aspen is about this close to raging. His posture is tense. His nose is flaring with every single breath. His lips are curled back into a snarl, and his tail is whipping behind him in agitation. And he's just muttering under his breath in Infernal, what you can probably assume to be the worst curses you have ever heard in your entire life.
Pretty sure you've been teaching us Infernal for a long time now, so it probably picks up a majority of it.
He is absolutely fucking seething.
Okay, so people have gone below deck. Lennis went to grab his armor, came back up with his armor. Okay, alright, so Ahmed will go over to Aspen and just put a hand on his shoulder so that he looks at her and they're maintaining eye contact. And he can see the storm behind her eyes. It probably mirrors his emotions of, like, anger, betrayal. Dear fucking God, not again. And how do I fix this? How do I solve this? She is also tense, but looks him dead in the eyes. Brother, we need to stay calm. We need to be in control of ourselves, and we need to think of our head.
So Airmed, you're down there too now, right?
No, they're on.
No,
deck.
we're still on the deck.
You're down.
Okay, you're
below,
still on the deck. Okay.
And everyone else is
You
up.
you have gone down.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Yep.
Okay, gotcha.
All
Good.
When Airmed puts the hand on Aspen's shoulder, she can physically feel him basically vibrating out of his skin. She can feel all of the muscles in his shoulder tensing, untensing, tensing, untensing, over and over again. And she can see that he's trying his best. This is him in control. He is trying to hold in that explosive anger because he doesn't have anywhere to put it. There's no woods that he can go into to chop down trees. There's no random person that he can just throw into a brawl. He is trying to contain all of the tumultuous emotion. And she can tell that he is so close to breaking. It's not even funny. And by just sheer willpower, he is keeping himself rooted. And he's just also lost in that storm, so to speak. She can tell that Aspen is paying attention and listening to her. And she can tell that he is taking her words to heart, but he has no idea where to put this emotion. And it is bigger than his body.
There is the knowing look between them. Like, I know. I know this is so hard right now. But if we lose it, we could lose them. And she points up to the ship. Varys is in there with him. That's enough to give me hope. So, what we're gonna do is I can... Is this non-corporeal, or is this actually a thing? Yeah. I can summon a guardian of faith or something for you if you want to just start hitting things. And I'm assuming at some point Lennis comes up the stairs fully armored. At which point... Or... And quickly glances over to Lennis. Nice of you to get your own armor. Go get mine.
There's he kind of snaps out of it for a minute. He kind of looks over to you. Like there's a dude next to him. You see him muttered over to something, and he goes back down below deck. He kind of stays up, and he goes back to that kind of scanning.
Okay, it looks at him, kind of gives him like a thumbs up to be like, okay, cool, you're set. Turns attention back to Aspen. It's like, once that guy comes back up with my armor, which I'm hoping he knows which bag is mine, you can help me put on my armor. That will at least take us 10 minutes. Okay? We're biding time and we're killing time right now. Bad choice of words, but you get what I mean. And then at the end of that, if there's still nothing, no news is good news. And then the three of us can do kind of like a sparring thing. Yes, no, maybe.
Aspen is kind of just... He's giving Ermid a very intense look. He's still breathing heavy, and his posture is still poised. But his face has slid into more of a neutral scowl, if anything else. His teeth are put away. His lips are set in a frown. And his ears are pulled back. He doesn't verbally reply. But he just gives her a solid nod.
Okay. Armor potential sparring. most likely might be us sparring, or it might be you and Lena sparring. One of us is going to be keeping watch, and right now he's on duty. So, may switch with him once armor is on, okay? Again, not looking for, like, a response, but just kind of a thing of, like... I guess not acknowledgement, but it's just to be just kind of like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. Because there's not much else we can do.
Aspen just kind of... I guess the best way to describe it is he starts shaking himself out, trying to get the emotion to move through his body. So his hands, he starts like moving his hands, shaking them like he's trying to get water off of them. And he kind of does that with his whole body. Just tries to shake off the clinging anger. And he does that for a little bit. He moves his body, he paces. He counts each weapon that he has. He makes sure that he has his potions. Aspen is the type that doesn't really leave his backpack behind for cases like this. He kind of takes inventory of everything. He doesn't put carpet away. He has carpet nearby, just in case. And if anything, he stays very close to carpet. And is seeking a little bit of comfort, if anything. It's not very noticeable, but he kind of runs his hands over carpet's pattern, kind of holds a tassel, cleans him off a little bit. And by the time that the dude comes back, like with Aramed's armor, Aspen has kind of... his face is mostly just blank. There is not a lot of emotion, except for his eyes. His posture is still rigid. He's still, thumbing the pommel of a sword. He's still making sure he has all of his daggers on him. And he's still obviously extremely nervous. But for those who don't know him, he seems like a blank slate.
Okay. We're gonna pause there. Back inside the captain's quarters. Maxwell, what do you do?
If he was supposed to have died in the past, and there is no other substitute you're going to take, then I guess we've done our best. Thank you for the audience.
Do get up and leave.
Thank you for your hospitality.
Do you guys get up and head out? Or do you wait for a response?
I'm waiting for a response to be dismissed.
Rules of hospitality. You don't leave before the host says go.
You believe coming onto this ship came without a cost? Believe delaying the debt, the work I do comes without a price, without consequence. To question me and what I do. Is that what you
What would
Go ahead.
what would that cost be?
It seems you came on board uninvited, without thoughts of consequences. And with that, everybody will hear this, even those below deck. You all hear essentially the locking into place of all the cannons on board her ship go click, 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 and then just lock into place like they're all just have been aimed. And those on the ship, you all can see all those cannons. Well, they were aiming at you are now pointed at the hull of your ship. Small from the exterior for those on deck, you can see very small candlelight begin to it all begin to start lighting a candle beneath those small little ports where the cannons are, just above where the wicks are going to be.
Hold on a second. Is there another? You don't have to kill the entire ship. Is there something else we could pay?
Payment. What do you think is worth for what you've done? What do you think is of value to me?
A second as I check my inventory. I don't have it on me as right now. But I know I have things in my inventory.
Yeah. As Max starts like digging through.
I don't have
His
the bag of
inventory.
holding on me right now.
He does, he
I'm
left
just coming
it.
from
anyway.
He's literally thinking.
The only thing I have right now on me is my prayer beads,
Yeah.
which I don't think that'd be something too keen to give them, or they
No.
would want.
Yeah. I think at that point, Varys would step forward with a hand out. No debts needed for that crew. A perfect exchange. An interesting life. For the sake of people going free. I'll admit that I've only recently heard of you. And your stories, your myth, your legend. But I don't see why we can't come to a cordial agreement where there's no need for excess violence.
Max, what are you doing?
currently staring and thinking. Alternative idea. Potential entertainment.
I already have
Guys,
that. It's like looking at both of you.
what entertainment do you have right now?
Two souls, both trying to protect the other. From an action of an impulsive man. I don't get to see
And
this
with-
often. Go ahead.
I think with a bit of a dry, sarcastic smile, Varys would look at Morgan going, and one winning. Because she understands what the other wants.
You are bold.
Tell me I'm wrong and I'll make a counteroffer.
Not entirely wrong, but I can't think of one better thing I would want. Her eyes shift over to you, Maxwell. You carry out his debt. Maxwell,
Yeah?
what are you doing? What's going through Maxwell's mind at the moment?
Not expecting this to be turning back around to this. We're like, oh yeah, get talked out of it. Yeah, fantastic. Alright, this was the other thing. Okay, we're not doing that anymore. Now we're doing it again.
You went on the boat, bud.
Yeah, but one of us was invited.
The other made it interesting. Unless you prefer that I take her. I'm sure she'd be a very needed crew member upon my ship. More so than Edric Vane could ever be.
I'm going to take that offer. Could I be bold and ask for one thing, though?
She waits.
Just to say goodbye to my party?
You want to say goodbye to your party?
Mm-hmm.
No, hold on. Did you misunderstand what she said?
No. I'm going to be working for her, correct?
No. She wants,
she wants
you
Edric
to carry out the debt Edric owes.
Oh, yeah, okay, now I understand. Yep.
She wants
I thought-
you to end.
Okay.
Yeah, cold blood.
I thought it was more...
No.
I'm carrying out his debt, I'm taking his
No,
debt.
you're going
No,
to carry
other way.
out his debt.
Okay.
So just kill him and then everything is fine and we're good.
Yeah.
Does it have to be Maxwell or can I do it?
No, must be Maxwell. The one who wanted to save the life needs to take it to save another.
I could do that.
She nods slowly.
Mm. Tell me how you'll do it.
I don't know how I'm going to do that yet.
No. No. That's not how this is going to work. You have to do it in the way that I like it.
How do you want it done then?
Well, hang on. I gotta check something inside chat real quick. I just was pinged. Yeah, okay. Okay. Every time I try to bring the party together, I find so many ways to tear them apart. I love it. She will go to her desk. And she opens the drawer. She pulls out a very simple dagger. 2 blades. It's a double-bladed, so it's on either side. Very simple hilt. You can see there is these runes carved into it. I want you to use this. I want you to walk up to him, and I want you to stab this into his stomach. I want you to look into his eyes until the life leaves him, so you know your debt is paid. For if he lives, I will come to collect. I don't do this out of spite, but I need you to understand there are rules. And if you are going to question the rules, you better have what you need and the knowledge to do so. This is a lesson, not a punishment. And she hands out the knife.
Maxwell will walk over and take the knife.
Okay. And as the heavy oak doors open up, you're welcome to carry out his debts. I will make sure your friend and loved one is kept company until your return.
Alrighty.
Okay.
So, give a nod, head his way on out.
Okay. As you begin to walk out, I need to grab that. Hang on, I can do that. Hang on.
Once
Yeah.
Maxwell is out of earshot, Varys will look at Captain Morin. For the sake of drama, and because you like the entertainment, if he fails, I will take all debt. And you take me. I'm sure it's clear, but I will not let any harm come to that man, even at the expense of my own life.
You do care for him.
More than most.
Well, let us hope he succeeds then. For his sake. Max, as you step out, and this thunderous storm comes in. Rain begins to pour. Thunder and lightning crash around you. The waves around you begin to move. The ships begin to bounce, but they don't separate. Something's keeping the ships together. As Maxwell, as you walk out, your head begins to get pummeled by rain. Your clothes soak instantly. Your hand clutches the dagger. You can feel your muscles tensing. You have a hard time releasing it. It's not because of some magical means, but just knowing what you're going to need to do. And you can feel You can feel the beads around your neck begin to warm, begin to heat. Not so much like you're being burned and you have to get them off, but something is warming them. You walk to the edge of the ship. And you can yeah.
I am gonna wait to see if a rope comes to take me back down, or if not, I think I might have to jump this.
A rope does come and meet you. And it begins...
Grab.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, he's gonna grab it to descend, yeah.
It begins to lower you down. As those on board, you can see the rain's beginning to your eyes. You're having to hold your hands up to kind of block it. I will say, Airman, at this point, your armor's being virtually completely put on. This point, you only have a couple more buckles and straps to do. As all of you see, Max will begin to get lowered down, a knife in his hands. Varys not in tow. As your boots hit the deck.
Okay, there's one. Where's the other? Max?
Yeah, as soon as Max is, like, on the ship, Aspen is making a fucking beeline, just looking him over, seeing that Varys isn't there, looking to see if she's on the ship, just looking at Max.
She'll be with us in a bit. I just need to go do something real quick.
Could we stay up here and wait for Bass?
Yes, please. Maxwell's just gonna turn and try to find this guy.
Alrighty, you don't see him on deck.
He's going under deck.
Please roll me a survival check.
Fuck. Don't fail me now, dice.
18. With that, you are able to you begin to open some doors, look behind some people's bunks and things of that nature, and you start looking in the cargo hold, and you can hear Arabella and Fiora talking as a muttering man. You kind of find them all in the corner, and he's just freaking out. As he looks to you, you see his eyes. His eyes kind of brighten, and he's like, "Oh, it's you!" Like, he feels safe, and then he looks down at your hand, and he sees the dagger, and you can see there's an instant recognition of he understands who owns that dagger. No, please, I beg you, please don't hurt me. I'll do anything you want. I have gold. I have riches. I have a business. I will give you everything.
Can we talk for a minute? In privacy?
Fiora does not want to let that happen. She's registering Edric's panic and just like, wait, no. And is very on edge with the dagger there.
Arabella's gonna look at them for a minute and Maxwell, before you talk to him in private, can you talk to me in private, perchance?
What do you want to talk about?
Max, also, just for everyone's understanding and for the chat, you have an Aspen and an Airman behind you. Linus does not follow.
I want to stay, like, hidden. Should I
roll me a stealth check then, please? Yeah, I didn't see that as a specification. Yeah, roll me a stealth check.
Oh.
Yeah. With that,
You do turn
Max,
yourself.
as you're searching around and you guys like your Arabella comes to talk, Aspen, you're trying to like peer over a box, but it's an old one, and it just crumbles, and you just see you go tumbling as you just like fall onto your back. Airman, were you stealthing? Seeing that
I
Aspen
didn't
was
specify.
trying. Well, I'm asking is you saw Aspen trying to be stealthy. This is happening beforehand. So are you attempting or no?
Yeah, I guess.
But please roll my stealth check with disadvantage because of your armor.
That is
So
honestly.
you think yours was bad? Just wait for mine.
Hey,
Okay.
that's better than mine. So.
And with that, you see Aspen crashes through a crate. Airman's just bumping into crates because of her armor, and it's just clattering as you hear somebody behind a box.
Arabella's just gonna go, ugh, just come with me somewhere on the ship. Alone. Just us. For 1 minute.
1 minute.
Please. And they will go.
I was gonna say before they wander off, Ahmed will say, Varys is still on the ship. She didn't come off with him. Lennis is keeping an eye. What is happening?
Arabella acknowledges. And then we'll go off with Maxwell.
Alright, you guys are able to find some sort of nook to step away to have some sort of privacy. It is a ship.
What went on the other ship? What did you talk about?
Just to see if there was a way to get him out of it, and there really isn't. Not without sacrificing myself for Varys.
Is the dagger in his hand? Like,
yeah,
is it
I'm not
visible?
setting that down. Yeah.
Okay. And she looks and, like, kind of gestures to the dagger with a questionable look.
This is so we can get Varys back off the ship.
I see. I potentially had a plan. I didn't know if it was going to work. Depending on how well you and Maxwell maneuvered things on the ship, I had been thinking.
I'm not Varys?
But you're...
You just mixed up the
You're-
names, don't worry about it.
Oh, did I? Did I?
Yeah.
You said you and Maxwell.
Oh, sorry. I did say you and Varys.
That's fine.
I'm getting locked in. I'm sorry. Depending on how well your conversation went with Varys on the ship, I potentially had a plan that I'm sure might have angered probably a lot of people, but I had been thinking. Because I know how important this friend is to Fiora, and she doesn't quite understand the severity of this debt that he has to pay. And quite frankly, he's a bit greedy that he wants to stay alive. Despite the deal that he made. But I had thought if we gave him the ring of disguise that I'm currently wearing, change his appearance, which I'm not sure would have done anything, and then borrowing Malevolenza, the other one that I'm sure rhymes that I can't think of the name.
Mercian.
Malevolence?
Mercy and Malevolence.
Mercy and Malevolence. To get him as far away as possible. But now I see that can't be done. Is Varys stuck on the ship until you carry out that task?
As far as I'm aware, yes.
That it's settled.
I feel bad for Fiora.
As do I. But I told her that she had to be prepared for the worst. She's going to have to learn that bad things happen and we can't change them. As nice as that guy is, and I know how comfortable Fiora has been with him, I choose you and Varys over him anytime, any day. That's where my loyalties lie. Fiora's not going to let him go that easily, so what do you plan to do?
Talk for a bit.
Alright, let's work together on this then.
Appreciate it. He's gonna nod, put a hand on Arabella's shoulder, or heading back down.
She'll nod. When they do get back, Arabella's gonna go to Fiora.
The moment that they both enter the room again, Fiora's eyes are just trained on both of them. Like flicking back and forth from Max to Arabella, down to the dagger, and back up, just kind of tracking each of them.
So I was gonna take a seat in front of him.
I'm gonna persuade Fiora.
What? What are you saying to persuade her?
I'm
I'm
say a
gonna
bit
tell
different
her-
going against the PC rather than NPC.
Maybe not.
It's more of you, like, I can have you roll, but PC versus PC, it's more you actually have to convince the player.
Right. No, I know that. Arabella's basically going into this like, I'm gonna be the bad guy for this because I want my friends off that ship. And she kind of knows that she agrees with Airmid. We don't know him, but a debt has to be paid. And though she wants Fiora to keep her friend, she knows that's not gonna, like, that can't happen. So either I might have gotten the wording wrong, so either persuasion or deception, but she's just gonna say, everything's okay. Max has a solution. Or Max has talked it out and has figured out a way out of this.
It's not. It doesn't really require a roll because you're not really persuaded. You're not really doing either. You're just telling them there's a solution. You're not trying to convince them to leave or to stay or to do anything. So at the moment, I don't say it doesn't even require a roll. But Fiora, how do you respond?
Her eyes narrow. Does not really buy it. Essentially the look of just like, I'm not buying this BS. Very pointedly looking back at the dagger and then back up to Arabella. Like,
She's gonna look at Fiora and go, You trust Maxwell and Varys. They have this figured out. Maxwell just wants to have a talk.
Now I would say now you roll deception, and I would say, Fiora, go ahead and roll insight.
okay.
So, you believe that they want to have a talk. It doesn't mean that you have. It doesn't mean you believe that she says they just want to have a talk. It doesn't mean you have to be like, yeah, okay, they can have a talk. Like, it's completely up to you. So I'll state this now because we're gonna have some PC stuff. When it comes to deception, I have people roll for stuff like that. But if you're trying to convince a player from another player to do something, I make you guys kind of be able to say yes and if you think your character be convinced with what's said, then you're going to go through with it. When it comes to PC, that's where I have a little bit more rolls, but deception stuff rolls. But if you're trying to convince the character to do something, I leave it to you players to be able to say yes and even if you don't like it, if you think your character will be convinced by it, you'll do it. But that is going to go here. So Fiora, you do believe Arabella when she says they're wanting to talk. Doesn't mean you have to like it or accept
it. Then can she essentially hold her position?
Yeah, 100%. You can be like talk. You can talk right here, like whatever you want. But you just believe they do want to actually have a talk. It doesn't mean you have to allow it.
Yeah, no, that's actually kind of where I was going with that. She was gonna look over at Maxwell, just then talk.
Sir? You said you have business? Do you have any kin as well?
I do.
Can I ask who they are?
Why?
Because I want to be as kind in this as I possibly can. There is not a situation you're going to be making it off this boat.
You don't have to do it. I will give you anything. I'll let my kin know. They'll have the money for you.
It doesn't matter if I do this now. They have enough cannons on their ship to make this ship nothing more than driftwood.
It doesn't mean we're all
You're
going
not-
to die. I might get to live. Some of us might live from that. We might be adrift at shore, see, but there could be ships that pass by. There's always a chance.
You've already bartered with your life. You got more time.
You told me it was going to be alright. You looked at me in the eye and told me you were going to take care of it.
And I tried. There's nothing more we can do.
But does it mean you have to carry out her bidding? Be her pawn? Please. Because you don't have to do this. I have a family.
And that's why I'm trying to be as kind as I can. To let them know. That way they're not just sitting in question about your absence.
Don't let him do it. He looks to you, Fiora, and kind of like cries. He goes, don't let him do it. Please help me.
She's already, like, she's still not moving. not reaching for a weapon because she really does not want to fight Maxwell, but she is still guarding.
I'm gonna have everybody pause there. Varys, I need you to come to the whisper room.
Okay.
God fucking damn it.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, so I'm changing the music to throw off the rest of the party.
Mm-hmm.
As I do, because I don't want them to know what's going on exactly. So give me one moment. That's fine. That'll be enough to throw everybody off. Maxwell leaves.
Yeah.
The doors close behind, and you've stated your bargain. And she replied with, "I hope for Maxwell's sake." And for a good deal of time, there's silence. She doesn't talk. She goes back to the window and watches the sea. As you can hear the sea crash against the side of the hall, the rain and the thunder, knowing that it's not, more than likely not natural. It's being brought on from this. And after a considerable amount of silence, was still without looking, trusting her back to you, whether it be of trust or just confidence of not being concerned of your capabilities. Has Maxwell ever taken blood and cold?
That's actually me as the player thinking back now.
Yeah.
Because I think every time he has ever been in combat, it's been in self-defense. He
Okay.
has never gone out to hurt someone.
Yep.
So yeah, Varys answers honestly. He's never done it. But that does not mean, push comes to shove, he's not capable. Everyone is capable of darkness when push comes to shove.
So you believe he will do it?
I believe he will try. And he'll try to do it humanely. And then memory flashes back to the way the Fiora was protecting him on the ship. Doesn't mean it's going to be an easy road, though. I have a feeling that not everyone is going to have the same opinion as you and I.
What is that opinion?
In this particular circumstance. Edric, and there's a question mark after that because Varys doesn't actually remember his name.
Mm-hmm.
Edric, he made a deal, made a bargain, and that deal is now come to be collected. The natural order is that he dies now, or he pays his end and joins your crew. And again, question mark, it's all stipulation.
Do you believe what Maxwell is doing is cruel from me?
No. He is an impulsive man. And while I love him dearly, he has never known when not to put his hand in the fire. Maybe this will be his wake-up call. That not everything is fair, not everything is nice.
Follow me. And she walks out the door, goes goes into the rain.
Varys will, but first she'll pick up like a bit of the charcuterie.
Easy
Take it with her.
enough. Yep, that is easy enough to do. As you both step out, she walks out the deck away from the recompense and actually steps out off the ship and falls. As you kind of look over, you can see the water around her has actually become some sort of physical barrier, and she's able to walk on it. And she looks up and it basically gives you a look of to follow.
Varys will. There's the hesitation of, I want to see where you end up first, but after seeing the water become a barrier, she will jump down.
And she will walk around her ship and around the recompense, all the way to the blind side, away from where everyone's watching. And she will put her hand up to the side of the hull, and it begins to blacken. It begins to almost rot away, as it almost begins to turn transparent. And you can see now the hold. You can see Maxwell. You can see Fiora, Arabella, Aramid, Aspen. You can see the look on Maxwell's face. But you can tell that you are remained unseen. This some sort of magic is hers. But you're able to watch. And you can see she's looking up to Maxwell, to Edric, to everybody. And there's thought behind the persona of her.
Seeing Fiora's twisted face. It's as I feared. I wanted someone to help her improve her common, but she's imprinted on him like a dog.
It's been quite some time since I've seen something like this. I've collected many debts. I've collected different people. You and your party are not unique, and yet somehow you stand out. You've been touched by something more. Something I haven't seen in a very long time. And I'm left with a question. Do I have this man learn a lesson to prevent him from doing more? Or do I show the ounce of mercy that I hold so close to the belt that I myself are unsure if I still have any? She'll actually turn back and look at you.
And Varys isn't looking at her, she's looking at essentially the back of Maxwell's head, that buoyancy of coral curls, dark skin, flowing clothes, staring at Edric, and we can't hear anything. So we can just see a conversation happening.
Yep.
But I can see the tension in Max's shoulders. I can see him struggling with this. You should obviously take my opinion with a grain of salt. Or rather an entire satchel. As I will do anything in my power to stop that man from feeling any kind of pain or take on any kind of harm if it's within my power. But I believe you should just take your quarry and leave this party with the lesson that they shouldn't meddle in forces that do not concern them. Because while you are telling me that we have been touched by something greater, I don't think they have realized, and like the they comes with like a bit of a head nod going just into the boat in general. I don't think they have realized the magnitude of the weight that has been placed on our shoulders. We are a motley group that found each other through pure circumstance. I'm sure in the not too distant future the world is going to be looking upon us to stop a world eater. And here they are arguing about the life of one man, who in the grand scheme of things is not important.
No. One man is not important in the grand world. But it is to him.
It is to him. And it's the reason we are in this debate in the first place. Because as I said, as I stepped onto your ship, I was aware that I came on without permission. I could not let him walk into your office alone.
That was saving grace. It's been a long time since someone is trying to challenge me, to take place of another, to think he is grander than any judgment. And I found it very amusing. Centuries, I would have just disposed of him like he was a grain of salt over seasoning my food. Some frail reason, it just made me interested. I needed to see him more when you came aboard. Oh, I wanted to see who was going to fight harder for what they believed in. And when he thought he could step off with no repercussions, that made me angry. Not that he challenged me, not that he thought he could save a soul, but the fact that he could just give up and leave. I am not cruel. Yes, I deal in debts. I collect what is mine. But as you said, this is how the world runs.
You're honest to your nature. I knew that realistically walking into that captain's cabin, it would either be us giving over Edric, myself staying, or him staying. And that was a risk I was willing to take. And I knew I'd never be able to forgive myself if I let him make that decision.
You can stay here for as long as you want. You can walk through this hall when you feel is the right moment, but I will ask for you to allow me to go first.
Is there a way that you can change the magic of the walls so I can hear what's being said? And right now I can only see them.
I will allow that.
Well, if you want me to go in at the right moment, it's better to hear the dialogue as well. Which gives her a small, wry smile.
There's an acknowledgement And she turns, and you can tell she's too waiting for the right moment.
Yeah, Varys won't say anything else. She's said all that she needed to. And she gets the impression that Morn has as well.
Then with that, I'm going to bring us back to the main room. Like I said, you can interrupt at any point if you want to go back and enter in before she does and go back, but you can wait. I'll bring her in then after that point.
She has asked to go first. I am not stepping on her shoes.
Then after she goes, you can interject at any time you wish to bring yourself through that wall.
Okay.
All right, we'll go back.
Bought myself a meat pie.
All right.
What did you
That's the first thing I hear is I bought myself a meat pie. It's the first thing I hear.
almost did. I wanted to send a picture and be like, "Hey, remember when?" I was like, "Remember when Arabella like ate a meat pie and like was traumatized over it?" But I was too full. I couldn't eat anymore.
Alrighty. Max. We've come back. Fiora is blocking. She's not letting you to Edric. Edric is crying tears. He's hiding behind Fiora.
Sir, I'm trying to do you a kindness here.
You're trying to kill me! You're trying to murder me!
You were supposed to have died years ago.
But I didn't. I'm here now, and I have a family, I have a business, I have a life.
Because you made a deal with someone else to extend your life.
And you said you were going to fix it. You lied to me. You're a liar. You tried to lie to your friend, Fiora. You lied to her, say we're just going to talk.
Because I was trying to talk. So that way your family can figure out what happened to you.
Just tell them myself.
I'm gonna say at this point, Arabella feels a tap on her shoulder. And when she turns around, Aspen is just kind of standing there and gives her a look and kind of like cracks his knuckles.
Arabella will move to the side. She's gonna look over at the guy and go, "Look, they gave it the best shot. Rules are rules. You made a deal. Now it's time to pay up.
No, I don't accept that.
It's over."
I don't accept that.
Fiora, can you please move out of the way?
No.
I'm sorry, but it's either him or everyone.
There are tears starting to brim in her eyes, and she shakes her head. Max, no.
I don't want to do this. Is he done?
No. Please. She's kind of at a loss for words, just beyond, like, don't, please.
Fiora, I'm gonna have to do this.
She's still not gonna move.
Arabella is gonna look back at Aspen.
Oh yeah, he's already. I was about to say, if Fiora isn't going to move, Aspen's just going to grapple her.
Okay. Let me ask you this, Fiora. Will you be offensive?
No, she's very much on the defensive, and that's where she wants to stay.
Okay, if you're not on the offense, then I'm going to say Aspen, roll me an athletics check, and Fiora, acrobatics or athletics.
Arabella's just gonna look at Fiora while this is going on and just say, "I'm sorry."
Oh, that's
Fiora.
lovely.
There's no other way.
Oh, but both rolled poorly, and with a 14. Fiora, you're fixated on Maxwell. You don't see the quickness from Aspen as he rushes in, grabs you, and kind of grapples you over to the side and kind of holds you in place.
And as Aspen is like holding her, he's got his arms like locked around her, like around where her elbows are,
Well, keep
in
in
her
mind,
middle.
grappling only makes your movement 0. They can still attack. They can still use their arms. You are trying to restrain. You are going to have to tie them up. That is the rules of grapple.
That is totally fine. He's just emulating a hug as best as he can.
Yep.
And he's just whispering, I know this is what nobody wanted. And I know this is awful and it hurts. But it's better him than us.
He doesn't seem to be listening. She seems to be very one-track minded. Once Aspen like pulls her, like officially has her grappled, she starts to thrash. It doesn't work obviously but no, she's like thrashing and she's basically still screaming no at the top of her lungs for everything she's worth.
And so I am wanting to ask this because of mechanics reasons. Is she going to attempt to break the grapple? Or for story reasons, you're not going to? I am just curious for proceed.
For story reasons, if we can go with it, just that she can't break out of Aspen's grapple.
That is easy enough to do. Max?
I will say, sorry,
No,
when
go for
he
it.
does go to actually kill him, Aspen's going to tuck Fiora's like head into his shoulder and like cover her eyes.
Okay.
Maxwell will first apologize that he did not take the kindness he was offering. And he's going to try to plunge the dagger into his gut.
Right. Max, as you prep yourself and you look up and you apologize, you are going to feel the beads around your neck begin to heat up more. Like they are on fire, like they're burning and searing into your skin. The pain's not enough to make you too distracted from the emotional impact you're having right now. But you know who's bringing that power on you. You can feel her. You can feel her frustration or her anger with you. Taking a life. That you push through it because you know what will happen. And you take the dagger and you hear it's like, no, please not. And he's like stumbling back to his pin on the wall. You kneel down. You take the dagger and you plunge it forward and you feel it cut through the fabric. And then you feel it hit something soft as it begins to slowly, and you begin to hear blood curdle, blood begin to fill the lungs. As you're trying not to look, you're trying not to feel what you're doing, as the blade sinks all the way to your hand. But your hand is cold. It doesn't feel the warmth of blood or the warmth of a body. You kind of open your eyes, and Aspen, you're turning Fiora's face. You're kind of closing. Arabella, you don't want to see this either. You know it's necessary, but there's that pause of you just feel this coldness, and Max, you kind of look forward. His merchant clothing is gone. What's replaced are metal charms, a tight vest, a captain's coat, and pearlescent skin. As you look up, you are face to face with Morwen. The blade in her stomach. And there is a look on her face as she's just eyes piercing through your soul. As you look into that red haze. Her pupil, she looks into you. Let this be a lesson to you. To understand the rules of the world. That some things cannot be changed no matter how unjust you may think they are. That your actions have consequences. That will start reactions that you cannot prevent from happening. And she's going to grab your collar and she's going to pull you into the side of her face where her lips are right along your ear. And you feel this tight grip. As she whispers something very faintly. Maxwell, would you like this to be a whisper?
Yeah.
I hate you all tonight.
Head to the whisper room.
DM, before you leave,
Yes.
do I get to hear because of the whisper?
Yes, you do. Please come on over.
What?
Thank you for reminding me. Maxwell.
Mm-hmm.
She pulls you in, and you can feel her cold breath. You're fucking stupid, but don't change. I would have cut your throat the moment you came on my ship, but you entertained me. You're not special. Remember that. But don't change. And with that, she lets her collar go, and we're gonna head right back to the main room.
Push through.
Alrighty.
In like
But doom.
And with that, she lets go of her collar, pushes you forward, stands up. Don't take this with anything other than your lives are being spared out of the pure mercy of the lack of heart I have. If you make it debts, I will collect. And with that, she walks past all of you, up the stairs, to out of your vision. Edric is gone. It is just that you in the belly of the ship of the quiet recompense.
is there any blood splatter?
None.
Interesting. Okay. Aspen will loosen his hold on Fiora. He's not like actively holding her back anymore, but he is still holding her, keeping her up.
She's going to push away, and if he'll let her go, and scramble to where Edric had just been.
Yeah. Since he isn't there anymore, she can't really interfere. He absolutely lets her go.
Mm-hmm. She's obviously realizing, like, he's not there. Kind of like that panic searching of, like, it's not going to make a difference, but she does it anyway. Before just kind of breaking down and curling up into the spot that he had been to just cry.
Arabella's gonna kind of like slowly like kind of kneel down beside her and just put her hand on her back and rub it.
She shrinks away from Arabella's touch, like actively trying to pull away and push back further into the corner. No.
Seeing Fiora's reaction to Arabella, Aspen will kind of just softly to Arabella just give her time. Give her space. I don't think she wants to be near us right now.
I don't blame her. I wouldn't want to be near us either. Arabella will get up and head up towards the deck.
Is Maxwell still here?
Yeah. He hasn't moved.
Is the dagger, like, still in his hands?
Yes.
100%.
Is there blood on the dagger? Question mark.
No. It is perfectly clean. There was no wound that you saw on Captain Morwin. No blood, nothing. But you heard the curdling of lungs filling with blood, as if he had ended Edric Vane. But did he?
Aspen will stand next to Maxwell and just very gently rest his hand over Max's that has the dagger still clenched in it. Just his fingertips like running along his knuckles. He won't say anything, but he's trying to offer some comfort.
Thank you, Aspen.
He looks up at Maxwell and just gives him a slow nod. He doesn't say anything. His face is still eerily blank, but he stays.
He will get up. Pat Aspen on the head. And go retrieve Varys.
Aspen will follow, and so Max doesn't have to do rope shenanigans. He'll lend Maxwell carpet so that both him and Varys can safely come back.
That's kind of a question I have, because Ahmed and Lennis are on deck. So do we see
So,
Varys come off? We don't.
coming to you, you hear the commotion of Fiora screaming and things of that nature, and shortly after, you see Captain Morwen walking up the stairs, and all of you are like, "Oh, hey, hold on!" Like the whole crew like kind of steps back. She looks to everyone, looks to you and Lennis. No expression. She's incredibly hard to read, but she walks right past you, up to her ship, steps forward, and you can see the ship actually builds outward and creates steps for her to walk straight up, and every step she takes and leaves, the wood cracks back into place. And with that, you can see I will also state this before that happens, my apologies, before that happens, all those lanterns on the deck pulse bright for one heartbeat and then go back to that dim light while Ray gets on her ship. She does not look back. She doesn't take a second look. And her ship peels away from yours and begins to sail off into the sea.
Where's Max? Just the
She would
scream us out
Arabella
of
would
terror.
I know Arabella. She would see Arabella come up first because she had left after.
Yeah, you would be shortly after.
Just runs over to Arabella and doesn't mean to be, but she's quite a bit stronger than Arabella, and so she's her fingers just digging into like the tops of Arabella's arms and like shoulders, and she's panicked, scared, and it's just doesn't mean to, holding her so tightly to the point where there's probably going to be bruising, and it's just shaking her, being like, "Where's Varys? Is she down? Where is she? Where is Max?"
Arabella clearly winces and kind of like puts her arms up, her hands up to just gently touch her hands. Maxwell's still down there, but I think he's going to go get Varys.
At that point, Arabella, you'll notice that the Drowned Crown's ship is already sailing into the distance and fading into the clouds.
Is he? Just, and doesn't again mean to, but pushes you does push you with more force than is necessary to the side and books it down, just screaming Max's name.
She'll just hold her arm and watch her leave.
Do I find Max?
Max, does she?
Yeah, Maxwell is on his way up. So they'd run into each other.
Okay.
Would again grab him with more force than is necessary. Terror once again. It's like, where is Varys? Because the ship's left and she didn't get off of it.
Aspen, I need carpet now.
Yeah, fully shitting himself. Yeah, 100%. Go carpet, go, please.
I'll go gadget magic carpet.
Okay, Max.
In the franticness of everyone scrambling, Aspen trying to pull out carpet from the bag, trying to get set up to go, you just hear from the shadows at the back of the ship, "It's because you're looking in the wrong direction, dears."
Pushes Max aside. Right.
I'm sorry. Out of my way, gay boy.
Pushes aside, runs, launches. It's painful. She's wearing her armor, and he's just holding you so tight. just
She returns
crying.
the hug just as crushing.
We lost you.
You very nearly did. Oh, you very nearly did.
Just pulls away and then like starts like examining and like moving your face around and like checking your arms and your hands.
Completely fine, completely untouched. All of her weaponry is back. She's good.
I thought you just had to. And she's like mimicking like, you know, in horror movies like the knife was like the re. She's just mimicking that hand motion. It's like, I thought you just had to. I know you'd be here. And then the ship left and you didn't come off.
Want to know a secret?
Sure.
Don't tell them this. And like she gets down to like Ahmed's ear. It's like, I was watching the entire time.
What?
And then just that fake, like cartoony, with a finger to her lips, just like, shh, keep it between us.
Just nods, but turns back round to Max. Do you not realize that your actions, despite what you want to do, will have consequences for the rest of us?
Giving Ahmed shoulder squeeze. Like, I think he's very aware now. If he wasn't before.
Oh, it just had to take potentially losing you to figure that out, did it?
Maybe. And that's when Varys like gives him a straight-eyed look. Of like, maybe.
Well, I hope you fucking learned your lesson. Because I can't fix that. DM can't fix that. Your patron can't fix that. How many times are these situations gonna happen until you realize this?
I would say as Aramid is kind of ranting at Maxwell, Aspen is just kind of like slipping in the background, just going past everybody to give Varys his own hug. And it's very like he's trying not to draw attention to himself, and he just comes over and tucks his face into her neck and just gives her a very, very hard hug to where she can kind of feel him shaking.
Maxwell's head will
Yeah.
hang.
And I think Varys, like, she says that maybe looking at Maxwell and holding eye contact, but as soon as Aspen, like, comes in for that hug, attention is taken away from him to her boy, as she immediately digs her hands into his curls, pulls him in, and it's just as tight of a hug to him as it is for her.
And he's kind of just whispering, like, the very broken Elvish of, like, I love you, Mom. And just, it's that very quiet, like, his voice is kind of breaking, and he's trying to keep himself together.
To begin to whisper in Infernal, because he's been teaching her Infernal long enough that she is now actually fluent. But she says to him in Infernal, they would have to tear the stars out of the sky before I came back to you. I'm safe, and you will be safe.
She can, like, feel how physical her words hit him, where his shoulders kind of start to shake, and he is just trying to swallow down sobs. He's trying not to make himself the center of attention. He's trying to be more in the background, but it's kind of everything is hitting him. And he just starts sobbing. And it's ugly. And it's that hiccuping, you can't breathe, your lungs feel like they don't work, sobbing. And his fingers are kind of digging into Varys's clothes as he just pushes his face further into her as much as physically possible.
Can I ask you something, Arbit? Why are we on this? Why are we on this boat?
Because we're trying to get to Fiora.
Fiora?
No, wrong person. Thank you.
We're all
Fiora's
getting names
contagious.
wrong.
We're getting to Onwin.
Because she's in danger, right?
Yeah.
So we're trying to go save her, right?
Yeah.
We don't know what dangers there are, right? We don't know what we're going against. We don't know what we're risking, right? Because that's someone we know. Because we know Onwin. Fiora know this guy. Granted, it was a few days. But she's hurt because we couldn't save her.
Some people aren't ours to save.
Oh, so Onwin is, but this guy isn't? Who decides the line, huh? Who deserves saving and who doesn't?
Who decides?
So I know where
right?
my line is. Everyone deserves to get saved.
Even if it means sacrificing those closest to you. Max? You're forgetting what I am. I'm a cleric. My job is to battle death every day, while knowing in the end it comes for us all. And still having to find the power and the strength to continue to try.
Then why weren't you on that boat then?
Because I wasn't allowed, I wasn't invited. I wanted to be on that boat. I wanted to talk. But I'm also aware that there are powers beyond my knowledge. And I don't just have you guys to protect. I have everybody at home who is relying on me. Who's relying on Lennis that we make it back. Because otherwise, everything there gets destroyed. I
Maxwell
have
has a
people.
point.
I'm not saying he doesn't, Arabella. I fight the same battle as he did today. The difference is I'm not willing to sacrifice you guys.
I know.
I have been keeping tabs on Unwen. I have been the one to get his information, and I have been the one who questioned whether they even had the right power to do that. I have been the one to have taken this on my shoulders, and feeling as if I'm the one who's failing because it wasn't working, and then it was, and then it wasn't.
In that moment, Arabella's gonna go over to Airmed and just kind of look at her and go, "You have done so much for us. And we have probably taken you for granted for it. We've never stopped to say thank you for watching over Anwen, for keeping us in tail. You were strong. You always do a good job, and we know you put others before yourself. We know. And it's not fair." And she just kind of lifts Anwen there. Oh my gosh. Airmed. She lifts Airmed's chin up. I know more than anyone else how you feel. That people look up to you. To depend on you, to count on you. Thank you, Ahmed. Thank you for all that you do.
Do you understand she's trying to be so sincere? She really does. But if you're literally got a finger under her chin, she pulls her chin away and shakes her head. I don't do this for the thank yous. I don't care if it's gone unnoticed or if it has gone noticed. This is who I am, and this is what I do. But I'm still a kid. It's easy to forget that when I look like a young adult.
Look. And she'll kind of pulls away from Airmed and looks at everyone, but especially Maxwell. We want to save the world, but there are times we can't. And I'm just as bad as Ahmed because I wanted Varys back here. And she kind of looks over at Varys and quickly says in Elvish, "You are not allowed to make me the only elf in this group."
In
Without
common,
Fiora.
in common, I think Varys would look to everyone and go, "The only reason Edric was taken at all is that while you were all trying to bargain, trying to argue, trying to figure out what was going on, I was literally stood on the other side of that wall." And I point to, like, the outside of the ship. And I was watching with Morwen, and she was asking me my opinion about what should happen. Morwen got what she wanted because now we're having this debate and now we're arguing with each other. The entertainment she wanted. If we want to have this discussion, I'm more than fine to have it, but maybe we should do it when we're a little calmer.
I just just agree with everyone. It wasn't fair that Fiora's only friend, that she felt trusted, felt a bond with, had to leave. Knowing that all of us, with all the power in the world, could do nothing.
You don't have all the power in the world.
It may not seem like it some days, but we really do.
No, Arabella, we
I've
really
al-
don't. We have a speck of dust of power that higher beings have.
And if you remember, Ahmed, we've done the impossible before. We were in a lich's lair.
We were allowed to live
here
for
we
his
are.
amusement. 'Cause he was merciful, not because he was kind. I think we all need to remember that we are creatures bobbing on an ocean right now and not godly beings like Morwen.
Was he even real?
The man? Yes, he was real. Got caught in a thing of wrong place, wrong time. Now, I'm going to go check on Fiora.
Aspen would unattach himself from Varys at that point. He doesn't want to see how bad in a state Fiora is.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of just gives Varys this tearful look where it's very obvious that he doesn't want to let go, but he also doesn't want to follow her. So he kind of like disengages and wraps his arms like around his elbows and gives her a nod.
I think as she walks by, Varys would give like a smile to everyone, like a shoulder touch, an arm squeeze. Like she would make sure that everyone that's in that room feels some kind of positive presence from her. Comforting, warm. She's at least trying to exude that energy that her being in the summer form doesn't really have that much of. But at least it's something. Until she gets to Max, and she will actually pause in front of Max and take both his hands in hers and wordlessly kiss both sets of knuckles before going to go find Fiora.
Easy enough. Fior, where are you at?
I mean, like I said in the sidelines, if she was able to listen in on all that from where she was in the cargo hold, then she'd still be there.
Yeah.
Otherwise she probably would have been gone.
No, that's easy enough to find you in there to be listening in. I mean, yeah, it's that boat. You can see a lot of people all the other crewmen are kind of giving everybody a bit of space, see kind of the tensions of what was going on. So everyone's kind of trying to impede little to no mind.
Fiora is essentially ignoring all of them. She's completely like zoned out, like in her own mind, and just not even paying attention to anybody else.
Yeah, but it's easy enough to find them. Ferris.
I don't think Varys does anything grand. She can see the shutdown. So in Sylvan, Varys will just simply sit next to Fiora and say to her, "I'm sorry for the loss that you have felt this day. And likely the one that you will carry for the days to come. You have my deepest condolences." I understand if you don't want to talk to me or anyone else, but just know that I empathize and am here for you.
There's like a minor like twitch, like a blink as she's speaking to kind of acknowledge that she heard you, but she doesn't respond. It just full shutdown.
Squeezes her hand, but gives her the space. Like, she's not going to crowd her. She needs this moment alone right now.
Mm-hmm. She won't outwardly object to it, so.
And then I think from there, because right now we're in the cargo hold. Yeah, I think without a word, Varys is just going to go up the next set of stairs because the crew quarters will be above the cargo hold.
All right. Is there anything else people wish to do this night, or forever hold your peace?
I'd go find Lannis.
Yeah, you will find him. He's removed his armor. He's out at the front of the ship. He was looking out, watching the drowned crown slowly dissipate in the distance, and he hasn't really moved. We'll just sitting in the rain. By the time you actually go out and kind of find him, after all the talking and people needing space, he is working on just tying things down, tightening ropes, checking things, keeping himself busy.
He's okay.
Do you see him just
She's
give a nod?
she's back and Fiora's upset. I yelled at Max and you could see kind of like her starting to have like a panic attack to the point where she's kind of like trying to like claw at the armor to get it like away from her. Just
He comes over and slowly starts getting the buckles, getting the straps, and just not like quickly rushing to like kind of like speed up, like add to the stress and the anxiety of what's going on, but just slowly, like methodically, one buckle, two straps, and just slowly releasing the pressure. Not saying anything, just working.
I don't think she's going to breathe easy until it's fully off.
Mm-hmm. At that point, it does falls onto the wooden side of the ship. Better?
Max is right.
About what?
Where do we draw the line?
Yeah, I thought.
How do we decide who's... Were we being saved? Or trying to be saved? Or...
I don't know. I don't know the answer to it. He's not wrong. Yeah, you weren't wrong either. Let's see. You gotta choose who you're willing to save.
I'm not willing to do that if it means sacrificing others.
And I hope that decision doesn't come to us soon. I have a feeling it will at some point. All we can do is pray, learn.
To hear that from you is really odd.
Yeah, well, I'm trying something new. Try to take a page out of your book.
Which one?
Yeah, you're telling me. It's hard to keep up with you. As mad as everybody is with Max, I don't disagree with him. And I know you said you didn't either, and I think we all just need to... I think we need to take the night. I think we need to... I think we need to understand how far we have come, and I think we've been on the go for a very long time, and I'm hoping when we finally find Onwin and we get that done, we can take some time to breathe, some time for ourselves. I think our group could really use that. I think we all could really use that. But for now, breathe. Everyone's still alive. We have another day. And every day we are going to try to get better. Can you do that for me?
He nods. This whole time she's kind of like been... Her hands have been fisting like around her collar, and she's like trying to pull it down just so she can breathe.
There's nothing to worry about. He just kind of gives you a nod, like he's not holding you because he knows you're strong. He knows you need to do this in your moment in your time, but he's there.
A hug would be nice, I'm not gonna lie.
I wanted to make sure. I knew you could get through it. He kind of comes over, he just grabs you, puts his hand on the back of yours, and just pulls you in. One more day. One more day.
Until.
Until we have one more day. And then there will be one more day. And it will be one more day.
One more day. Okay.
He'll just kiss your forehead. Is there anything else, people?
Thank you.
Oh, go ahead.
No, just thank you.
Is there anything else people wish to do this day?
I wanted to ask, how are the hammocks set up? Like, do we have, like, what order are we in?
I don't have a speak. I mean, you're all lined up on either side. You know, you got a row to the left, you got a row to the right, so everybody's in there, and you guys are kind of the further back right corner. How I assume the way you guys probably started out is you probably have Varys and Max on the last two, then it will probably go Lennis and Aramid, and then it would go like Aspen, Fiora, Arabella. Yeah, I got everybody in that. That would be my guess.
And can a hammock fit 2 people or just 1 person?
Say it's not going to be comfortable, but you can have 2 people in one. It's just not. It's not going to be very comfortable. You'll hear the creak where it's like, you do too much rocking, it's probably gonna drop.
Okay.
You can. It's just not meant for it.
The only reason why I'm asking is because I don't think Aspen would want to be alone.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be like if there is room, Aspen would poke either Max or Varys.
Which one?
Varys would be up for it if Max wasn't.
Maxwell would be.
So, Aspen, who do you go to first?
I would say Maxwell. He'll go up. Well, Max is like getting ready. And just kind of like tug very lightly on one of his sleeves.
What's going on, bud?
Can I stay with you tonight?
Yes, but I don't think room service would be very nice.
He kind of gives Max this look where it's like tilts his head. He does not understand like the joke that you're trying to make.
Yes, you can stay with me.
He gives a little bit of a nod. He'll wait until Maxwell's kind of situated himself, because Aspen can curl up pretty tightly. So once Max is comfortable, he'll wiggle in between like the side of the hammock and like Max's chest. And he basically becomes a koala. He very firmly attaches himself to Maxwell and holds on pretty tightly, his tail kind of wrapping around one of Max's arms. And he'll be quiet for a little bit, but he'll whisper softly, I thought that you were going to die. Again. And I was terrified. I can't lose you, Varys. I can't. I think I would just break. So just please don't leave.
Squeeze Aspen just a little bit tighter. That option did come up. I didn't take it.
Max can kind of feel the tears kind of wetting his skin and like soaking into his shirt a little bit. Aspen's shoulders are shaking.
Plan on leaving you, little one.
Both of you would feel the tops of your curls being messed with as Varys silently is like, she's not talking, but she just started messing with like both the fronts of your hair.
Plus, if I did, I think this one would probably be hunting me down in whatever hell I might be put in.
No, we all know that this one would be playing the cup game with your soul, and would hope that the person didn't pick your cup.
Aspen will kind of... Max will feel the little huff of air through Aspen's nose. I love both of you so much. And I know that we're technically mortal and things can happen, but Max, your life has value. Your life means so much to all of us. So please, think about yourself just a little bit more. It'll make things a little bit easier to stomach.
So, if everyone was done talking, Arabella in her hammock, not trying to be loud, but if it was silent and anyone could really listen to her, she's singing a sad, but almost like somber, elvish lullaby. Like, kind of quietly to herself, but in case anyone listened in. Or the elves in the party knew of it, could join her.
Fiora would not go to her hammock that night. She's staying in that little corner. And DM, I will fully take a level of exhaustion because she's not getting any sleep after any of that.
Okay.
That note, Maxwell is also not sleeping tonight.
Okay. Keep that in mind. Is there anything else people are going to do this night before the next morning?
I would say. Sorry, go ahead.
We got a
There
lot.
you go.
We got
There you go.
lines. I love it. Asper, you're up.
Just so Fiora isn't alone, Aspen would have Carpet stay down there with her. Even if it's just, him draped around her shoulders, giving a hug, just anything so she isn't alone.
A little tassel on the shoulder. Easy enough to do. Bears.
Realizing that long after Aspen goes to sleep, Max isn't sleeping. I think Varys would keep that position in the sense of stood at the head of the hammock, just playing with his curls. Every now and again leaning over to just place a gentle kiss on his forehead, not saying anything unless he wishes to, and just trying to soothe him to sleep. But when it's getting to the point for her where it's like, you need to trance, she will, instead of getting in the hammock, just kind of prop herself up against the wall. The beauty of trancing is that you can just lean.
Okay. Anybody else? Alrighty then. Then so people remember, everybody gets a long rest except for those who specified otherwise, that we're going to be taking a level of exhaustion. And we are going to end today's session there. Alrighty. Lot happens. Well, thank you so much to my players. Thank you so much to chat for joining us today. Please join us every Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, except for the days we're not here. For those who reside in the United States, I hope you have a happy 4th, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your night. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Your boyfriend's a bitch.